What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Did you guys know that 365 Days was the most watched Netflix film of 2020? This perfectly explains the hype over the next film. Without more ado, here is the latest news about 365 Days' second installment. Will there be a 365 Days 2? In the summer of 2020, 365 Days, or 365 Dni in Polish, became one of the most popular and controversial Netflix films. The story that mostly featured graphic, steamy scenes caught fans by surprise since no one expected to see such a steamy installment on the popular platform. Because of the great plot involving Laura and Massimo and their rocky relationship, fans are now craving more details regarding the passion between the hot couple. This, plus the huge cliffhanger at the end of the film, made people naturally start to wonder if there would be a sequel that will continue the story of Massimo, portrayed by Michele Morrone, and Laura, portrayed by the amazingly talented and beautiful Anna Maria Sieklucka. You're all familiar with the story of the film, right? Massimo was performing the Stockholm Syndrome while holding Laura captive until she fell in love with him. To be more precise, he gave her 365 days to fall in love with him, hence the name of the film. At the end of the movie, Massimo's wish turns into reality and the couple plans to get married and all. Everything's going great, and Laura even finds out that she is pregnant. As she is preparing to tell Massimo, he learns that someone is threatening Laura. As her car goes into a tunnel while she talks to him, her call drops, leaving Massimo devastated and scared for her life. And he's right to be scared. Her car doesn't come out of the other side. Because of this cliffhanger, and because 365 Days is based on a book, we're certain that a second film is in production. A sequel is under works. 365 Days is based on a novel by author Blanka Lipińska. Except for 365 Days, Lipińska has published two more books called 10 Dni, This Day, and Kolejny 365 Dni, another 365 Days. So this strongly suggests we're about to see two more 365 Days films, and Lipińska is actually writing the script for the movie sequel right now. In an interview with Oprah magazine, she said that she plans the second film to be quite different from the second book in the trilogy. This is a really important piece of information because the things that happen in the next two books of the trilogy are pretty scary. I wanted to give my fans more than what they'll find in the book and create something new, she said. When it comes to steamy moments between our favorite couple, we're about to see plenty of them in the second installment. Michele Morrone and Anna Maria Sieklucka have both indicated that they'll be back for the sequel, but there will also be new additions that will make the story between Massimo and Laura really complicated. Now, we just need to hope nothing goes according to what happens in the book, and if it does, well, we're screwed. According to Oprah magazine, the sequel proves Laura survived her assassination attempt, but this is where things get messed up. She will be kidnapped by Marcelo Nacho Matos, and fall in love with him too. But we'll talk about this a bit later in the video. Now, before we check the release date of 365 Days 2, make sure you smack that like button if you haven't done it already.
I think you don't like me, Mario.
It's not true.
Stop it, I'm not blind.
It's nothing personal.
Not being released in 2021. Almost every Netflix subscriber has clicked on 365 Days, that's a fact. Despite facing plenty of issues because of its too realistic content, the film reached an amazing success and is being watched all over the world. When it comes to the reviews, well, they're not all positive. In fact, most critics claim the film lacks a plot and is only popular because of the very steamy scenes it features. Nevertheless, Netflix has decided to pick up the series and is now producing two sequels. Oh, did you guys know that 365 Days even won a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Screenplay? But hey, even bad marketing is still marketing, right? And based on how the film did at the box office, two more films are guaranteed to make Netflix plenty of bucks. So when we can expect the sequel, 365 Days 2, to be released? Well, despite many reports claiming the film will have a release date in 2021, we should expect to see the film sometime in 2022. Netflix recently announced its August 2021 new releases on Twitter, and 365 Days 2 was not on the list. 2022 seems like the perfect release date for the sequel, and because both films are being filmed at the same time, the third film will likely be released in 2023. Until then, let's get into everything we should expect from the further installments of 365 Days.
I'm so grateful that you're alive, but at the same time I want to kill you.
You saved me.
Thanks God that was so close.
Laura is fine. So guys, we've established that Laura survives the end of 365 days, and by the end of the film, Massimo's plan has actually worked. She's in love with him and ready to walk down the aisle with her fiancé until that plot twist comes. But this twist builds the story for the second film, as there are many plot-related questions that we need an answer for. Based on the novels, Laura has 2 more books of crazy plot twists to survive. Lipińska's trilogy has a lot of storylines for Laura and Massimo, including, believe it or not, secret twins. Fans of the books perfectly know what happens, but since we're not quite sure how much the film will change the plot, we can only wait to see. Now, let's check if there is a trailer for 365 Days 2. As of now, no trailer is available for 365 Days 2, and if the film gets a release date in 2022, the trailer will likely be released the same year. Massimo and Laura's story will get to a whole different point, according to author Blanka Lipińska. While there is still some time before it makes its release, let's see the cast that is expected to appear in the sequel, shall we? Who's in the cast of 365 Days Part 2? One thing is certain, Michele Morrone announced shortly after the release of the first film that he's definitely returning to 365 Days. Morrone, as you all know, plays Massimo, the leader of a mafia gang who got the position after his father lost his life at the beginning of the first film. And since Laura doesn't lose her life in the first part, Anna Maria Sieklucka will also reprise her female lead role, and the epic romance will get its continuation. Magdalena Lamparska will be back as Olga, Laura's friend, but the new additions in the film will bring a whole different focus on the characters this time. The new role in the film will be played by Simone Susina, and because of his character, our favorite couple will face some new struggles, including a love triangle and a slightly mad twist that marks the second movie. The sequel is co-written by Blanka Lipińska, as the first one was. Barbara Białowąs and Tomasz Mandes, who directed the first movie, will also direct Part 2. Now, we've come to the most interesting thing regarding 365 Days 2, and that is, of course, the story. What is the plot of 365 Days 2? Laura doesn't lose her life in the first film, but she is now in a great danger that will completely change what she feels about Massimo, according to the second book. If Netflix decides to be faithful to the book adaptation, the story will continue to follow Laura and Massimo's romance, and the second book is called This Day, 10 Dnien, while the third one is another 365 days, Kolejne 365 Dni. Fans of the books know that Massimo and Laura will start a new chapter together when Massimo discovers her pregnancy and they get married and everything. But here is where it gets messed up. Marcelo Nacho Matos appears and Laura develops strong feelings for him. Based on Massimo's character, we can only guess what he does to her after he finds out she'll be in love with another man. Still, we don't know how much Netflix will follow the books, but hey, we'll find out next year. Until then, share your own theories and the possible plot of 365 Days 2. Also, make sure you like our video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching.